नमस्कार दोस्तों, लीगल गुरुकुल में आप सभी का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। फ्रेंड्स, टुडे we will be discussing multiple choice question of the subject that is Transfer of Property Act. This subject is quite difficult and very technical also, but it is a very important act. The students of the law as well as for the professionals who are practicing in the court, this act is very important. So today we will be discussing 50 questions, that is from question number 1 to question number 50, multiple choice question of the Transfer of Property Act. So let's start with the questions. So I'll just adjust my window here. Question number 1. Under the provisions of Transfer of Property Act 1882, the benefits of a contract can be assigned as an actionable claim and transferred unless there are 4 options. Option number A. The contract is one which has been induced by personal qualification or considerations as to the parties to it. Option B. The benefit is coupled with an obligation which the assigner is bound to discharge. Option number C, either A or B. Option number D, neither A nor B. And the correct answer is option number C, either A or B. Next question. Question number 2. Which of the following can be transferred under the provisions of the Transfer of Property Act 1882? Option A, the right to means profit. B, a decree for means profit. C, a transfer of property to a prostitute for future cohabitation. D, a sublease of a farm for the retail sale of opium. And the correct answer is B, a decree for means profit. Question number 3. Under the Transfer of Property Act 1882, vested interest is option A, defeated by death of the transferor. B, defeated by death of the transferee. C, either or both A and B. D, neither A nor B. And the correct answer is D, neither A nor B. Question number 4. Which of the following section of the Transfer of Property Act 1882 were repealed by the Transfer of Property Amendment Act 1929? Option A, section 74. B, section 75. C, both A and B. D, neither A nor B. And the correct answer is option C, both A and B. Question number 5. Under the provisions of the Transfer of Property Act 1882, the seller is duty bound to disclose A, patent defects in the property. B, latent defects in the property. C, both A and B. D, neither A nor B. And the correct answer is B, latent defects in the property. Question number 6. Where the mortgage is illegal for want of registration, but the mortgagee continues in possession of the mortgage property, a valid mortgage comes in existence after expiry of A, 5 years, B, 10 years, C, 12 years, D, 20 years. And the correct answer is C, 12 years. Question number 7. Which of the following is the right of mortgagor to redeem as conferred by the Transfer of Property Act 1882? Option A, right to demand that the mortgagee at his cost should transfer the mortgaged property to any such third person as the mortgagor directs. Option B, right to demand that the mortgagee at his cost should transfer the mortgaged property to mortgagor. C, either A or B. D, neither A nor B. And the correct answer is D, neither A nor B. Question number 8. Which of the following is nearest to meaning of the phrase English mortgaged as defined by the Transfer of Property Act 1882, or we can call it TPA, also Transfer of Property Act? Option A, where on payment of certain sum by the mortgagee, the property passes to him. B, where there are 2 sales made, one at the start of mortgage with the condition that after the mortgage amount is paid back, the property will sold back. C. Where the mortgagee gets the possession of the property with the rights of the profit, rent, etc. D. Where the mortgage is made by submitting the title deed. And the correct answer is B. Where there are two sales made, one at the start of mortgage with the condition that after the mortgage amount is paid back, the property will be sold back. Question number 9. Which of the following is not valid consideration for establishing a lease? Option A. Rent partly in money and partly in kind. B. Stipulation to pay government assessment or taxes payable by the lessor. C. A personal agreement by a tenant to pay a certain sum or a certain quantity in kind to the landlord. D. None of these. And the correct answer is C. A personal agreement by a tenant to pay a certain sum or a certain quantity in kind to the landlord. Question number 10. Which of the following section of the Transfer of Property Act 1882 do not apply to persons governed under Muhammadan law? A. Section 55. B. Section 11. C. Both A and B. D. Neither A nor B. And the correct answer is option B. Section 11. Question number 11. Which of the following is a valid example of a vested interest as defined by the Transfer of Property Act 1882? Option A. B. A deceased in his will leaves a residential property to C to be transferred on death of B's daughter-in-law. B. A deceased in his will left 65,000 rupees to A to be paid on A's 50th birthday. C. Both A and B. D. Neither A nor B. And the correct answer is A. B. A deceased in his will leaves a residential property to C to be transferred on the death of B's daughter-in-law. Question number 12. Which of the following are valid illustrations of an anomalous mortgage? Option A. A promissory mortgage without a conditional sale. B. A promissory mortgage with a right to cause the mortgage property to sale in the event of default in payment. C. Both A and B. D. Neither A nor B. And the correct answer is B. A promissory mortgage with the right to cause the mortgage property to sale in the event of default in payment. Question number 13. Which of the following can be considered implied surrender of the lease? Option A. Non-acceptance of a lease taking effect during the continuance of the existing lease. B. Abandonment of possession by the lessee. C. A surrender by one of the two joint lessee, implied surrender on part of second lessee. D. None of these. And the correct answer is B. Abandonment of possession by the lessee. Question number 14. Which of the following section of the provisions of Transfer of Property Act 1882 deal with relief against forfeiture for the non-payment of rent? Option A. Section 114. Option B. Section 114A. Option C. Section 113. Option D. Section 113A. And the correct answer is option A. Section 114. Question number 15. What is the default interest payable under Section 63 and 63A of the TPA Act 1882? Option A. 8% per annum. Option B. 9% per annum. Option C. 10% per annum. And option D. Interest rate is not mentioned in the sections. And the correct answer is option B. 9% per annum. Question number 16. Which of the following statement is true regarding suit for redemption of mortgage property under the Transfer of Property Act 1882? Option A. Only mortgager can bring the suit. Option B. Only any creditor of the mortgager who has obtained a decree can bring the suit. C. Any creditor irrespective of decree for the same can bring the suit. D. Any surety for the payment of mortgage debt can bring the suit. And the correct answer is D. Any surety for the mortgage for payment of the mortgage debt can bring the suit. Question number 17. Which of the following contracts are implied in case of mortgages under the Transfer of Property Act 1882? Option A. That the mortgagee will pay all public charges accruing due in respect of property. B. Where the property mortgage is lease property and mortgagee renews the lease, the mortgagee has right to continue enjoying the property until the lease run out. C. Both A and B. D. Neither A nor B. And the correct answer is D. Neither A nor B. Question number 18. Which of the following statement hold true regarding receiver under the provisions of the Transfer of Property Act 1882? Option A. A person paying money to the receiver must make sure that the appointment of receiver is valid. B. The receiver can use the insurance money received subject to other provisions of TPA for the payment of interest falling due under the mortgage if so directed in writing by the mortgagee. C. The receiver can use the insurance money received subject to other provisions of TPA for the payment of principal money if so directed in writing by the mortgagee. D. None of these, and the correct answer is C. Question number 19. Which of the following properties can be transferred under the Transfer of Property Act 1882? Option A. Salary of a public officer. Option B. Right to sue. Option C. Both A and B. Option D. Neither A nor B. And the correct answer is option D. Neither A nor B. Question number 20. Which of the following proposition for distinguishing between a lease and a license were made by Justice J. Subba Rao in Associated Hotel of India versus R.N. Kapoor? Option A. To ascertain whether a document creates a lease or a license, the form of the document must be preferred to its substance. Option B. The real test is the intention of the parties, whether they intend to create a lease or a license. Option C. If the document creates an interest in the property, it is a license, but if it only permits another to make use of the property of which legal possession continues with the owner, it is a lease. D. Both A and B. And the correct answer is B. The real test is the intention of the parties, whether they intend to create a lease or a license. Question number 21. Which of the following instruments have been excluded by the application of Section 137 of the Transfer of Property Act 1882? Option A. Shares. Option B. Bill of exchange. Option C. Both A and B. Option D. Neither A nor B. And the correct answer is C. Both A and B. Question number 22. Which of the following is a valid example of contingent interest as defined by the Transfer of Property Act? Option A. B gifted his property to his daughter-in-law with a condition that the possession of the property will transfer to her only after B's death. Option B. B made a gift of rupees 15,000 to A, deposited in an account to be transferred to A when he attains age of majority. Option C. Both A and B. Option D. Neither A nor B. And the correct answer is B. Question number 23. Which of the following section of the Transfer of Property Act deal with the appointment of a receiver? Option A. Section 68. Option B. Section 68A. Option C. Section 69. Option D. Section 69A. And the correct answer is option D. Section 69A. Question number 24. Which of the following is the definition of term exchange as given under the Transfer of Property Act? Option A. When two or more persons mutually transfer the ownership of one thing for the ownership of another, neither thing or both things being money only. B. When two persons mutually transfer the ownership of one thing for the ownership of another, either thing or both things being money only. C. When two or more persons mutually transfer the ownership of one thing for the ownership of another, either thing or both things being money only. D. When two persons mutually transfer the ownership of one thing for the ownership of another, neither thing or both things being money only. And the correct answer is D. Question number 25. Which of the following is the presumption made for lease under the Transfer of Property Act unless a contract on local usage states otherwise? Option A. The lease of immovable property of agriculture will be assumed to be for a period of 3 years. Option B. The lease of immovable property for purpose other than agriculture and manufacturing will be deemed to be for a period of 1 month. C. Both A and B. D. Neither A nor B. And the correct answer is B. Lease of immovable property for purpose other than agriculture and manufacturing will be deemed to be for a period of 1 month. Question number 26. Which of the following is true regarding the right of subrogation as defined under Transfer of Property Act? Option A. Any person redeeming the property under provisions of Section 91 of the Act has same rights as the mortgager against the mortgagee. Option B, any person redeeming the property under provision of section 91 of the Act has same right as the mortgagee against the mortgager. Option C, either A or B depending on the facts of the case. Option D, neither A nor B, and the correct answer is A. Question number 27. Which of the following is the time limit given under section 17 of the Transfer of Property Act? Option A, life of the transferee. Option B, a period of 18 years from the date of transfer. Option C, either A or B, whichever is longer. Option D, neither A nor B. And the correct answer is option B, a period of 18 years from the date of transfer. Question number 28. Which of the following is a valid gift under Transfer of Property Act? Option A gift of interest in a house to a donee by a donor, allowing him to stay in it as long as he pays maintenance charges of 30,000 per month to the donor. The rental value of property is rupees 26,000. Option B, a gift of land by a donor to a donee in return of a stone necklace worth rupees 3,000, the value of land being 33,000. 3. A gift of single rose valued at rupees 3 to the donee in return of donee being a considerate person. D, all of these, and the correct answer is C. Question number 29. Which of the following statements are true regarding rights and liabilities of a lessor under the Transfer of Property Act 1882? Option A, the lessee is bound on the lessor's request to put him in possession of the property. B, the lessor is bound to pay or tender at the proper time and place the premium or rent to the lessee or his agent in this behalf. C, lessee must not without permission erect on property any permanent structure except for agriculture purpose. D, lessee must not without permission erect on property any temporary or permanent structure except for agriculture purpose. And the correct answer is C. Question number 30. Which of the following statement is true regarding definitions given under the Transfer of Property Act? Option A, the term instrument means both testamentary and non-testamentary instrument. Option B, term actionable claim includes debt secured by mortgage on the residential house. C, the term attached to earth will not mean trees and shrubs. D, the term attested means attested by 2 or more witnesses. And the correct answer is D, the term attested means attested by 2 or more witnesses. Question number 31. Based on court ruling in India, which of the following activities will qualify for the purpose of provision of section 18 of the Transfer of Property Act? Option A gift for maintenance of property for the benefit of distinguished visitor to neighborhood. Option B, a permanent bequest by a Parsi for the performance of Mugdal ceremonies. C, a gift for dharma. D, a gift for spread of Hindu religion. And the correct answer is B. Question number 32. C and B are two brothers living as joint family. They decided to have a partition. In the partition deed, the house with well fell on C and B was allowed to take water from well out of brotherly love. The right to take water will be in the form of A, easement, B, revocable license, C, irrevocable license, D, interest in the property. And the correct answer is C, irrevocable license. Question number 33. Charge can be created by A, act of parties, B, operation of law, C, both A and B, D, neither A nor B. And the correct answer is both A and B. Question number 34. Contract of tenancy can be split up by A, court in eviction proceedings, B, operation of law, C, either A or B, D, neither A nor B. And the correct answer is B, operation of law. Question number 35. In case a lease is made for a certain period, mentioning that it is terminable before its expiration without mentioning at whose option, A, only lessee will have option of termination. B, only lessor will have option of termination. C, the lease will be terminable only in case of mutual agreement. D, both lessor and lessee will have option of terminating the lease. The correct answer is A, only lessee will have option of termination. Question number 36. In Dinendranath Sanyal versus Ram Kumar Ghosh, it was held that A, the transfer by operation of law occurs in case of testamentary and intestate succession. B. An involuntary sale is not necessarily a transfer by operation of law. C. Legislature can modify, annul and substitute the contracts inter vivos. D. None of these. And the correct answer is A. The transfer by operation of law occurs in case of testamentary and intestate succession. Question number 37. In English law, a minor cannot hold legal estate in land. In India, a lease by a minor is A. Valid, B. Void, C. Voidable, D. Depends on the facts of the case. And the correct answer is B. Void. Question number 38. In which of the following case did J. Kekevich said that you cannot limit an estate to a man and his heirs until he shall convey the land to a stranger, because it is of the essence of an estate in fee that it confers free power of alienation, and it has long been settled that the same principle is applicable to gifts of personality. Option A. Metcalfe versus Metcalfe. Option B. Deo versus Bevan. C. Tamaya versus Timpa. And D. Hippolyte versus Stuart. And the correct answer is A. Metcalfe versus Metcalfe. Question number 39. In certain areas, the zamindar has customary right to recover 1/4 of the sale consideration of a house sold by the riaya. This is a customary right of antiquity mentioned in the Wazibulars of the village. It is based not on contract or encumbrances but arises only on sale. The riaya has no saleable interest in a house in an agricultural village, but such a right is given to him on the understanding that if he leaves or abandons it, the zamindar gets 1/4 as zare chahuram. This custom was acknowledged because in setting the house, the zamindar had to make certain investments. The custom is not unreasonable or opposed to law. Which of the following statement will apply? We have the options. Option A. The transaction will attract provision of section 55 of the Transfer of Property Act. B. The transaction will be saved by section 2C of the Transfer of Property Act from the operation of section 55 of the Act. Option C. The transfer is in the form of customs and usage supersede the provisions of Transfer of Property Act. Option D. The transaction is in the form of custom and provisions of the Transfer of Property Act supersede the custom and usage. And the correct answer is B. The transaction will be saved by section 2C of the Transfer of Property Act from the operation of section 55 of the Act. Question number 40. In which of the following cases will the puisne mortgagee has no right to redeem a prior mortgage? Option A. Puisne mortgage is invalid. B. Puisne mortgage is time barred. C. Puisne mortgage has lost all remedies of foreclosure. D. All of these. And the correct answer is D. All of these. Question number 41. The doctrine of lease pendens. A. Is applicable on both movable and immovable property. B. Is applicable on both partial and absolute transfer. C. Is applicable on both specified and unspecified properties. D. All of these. And the correct answer is B. Is applicable on both partial and absolute transfer. Question number 42. In England, express surrender of the lease are required by the Statute of Frauds to be in writing. In India, the express surrender of lease A. Must be in writing. B. Must be registered if there are facts dehors. C. Both A and B. D. Neither A nor B. And the correct answer is D. Neither A nor B. Question number 43. In Roman law, the earliest type of security was A. The fiducia. B. The pignus. C. The hypotheca. D. None of these. And the correct answer is A. Fiducia. Question number 44. In which of the following cases is rule against perpetuity not applicable under the Transfer of Property Act? A. In case property is transferred for the benefit of lineal descendants. B. In case property is transferred for the purpose of construction of a winery. C. In case property is transferred for the purpose of creating a temple promoting sati. D. In case property is transferred for building a library for comic books. The correct answer is D. In case property is transferred for building a library for comic books. Question number 45. Section 5 of the Transfer of Property Act A. Applies to property sold in auction sale. B. Does not apply to property sold in auction sale. C. Applies to compromise of doubtful rights. D. Does not apply to compromise of doubtful rights. And the correct answer is B. Does not apply to property sold in auction sale. Question number 46. Subrogation as defined in section 92 of the Transfer of Property Act 1882 can be A. Conventional, B. Legal, C. Either A or B, D. Neither A nor B. And the correct answer is C. Either A or B. Question number 47. Section 99 of the Transfer of Property Act 1882 deals with option A. Provisions related to charges on property, B. Provisions related to anomalous mortgage, C. Provisions related to mortgage by depositing of title deeds, D. None of these. And the correct answer is D. None of these. Question number 48. The basic ingredients of the doctrine of lis pendens are A. The suit should be collusive, B. Property should have been transferred or otherwise dealt with, C. A litigation should be pending in a court of competent jurisdiction, D. The suit must not be related to a specific immovable property. And the correct answer is C. A litigation should be pending in a court of competent jurisdiction. Question number 49. The English law A. Recognizes the concept of universal doni, B. Recognizes the concept of universal succession, C. Both A and B, D. Neither A nor B. And the correct answer is D. Neither A nor B. Question number 50. The English rule against perpetuities deal with option A. Interest to arise in future, B. Interest in prosente, C. Both A and B, D. Neither A nor B. And the correct answer is C. Both A and B. So friends, these were the first 50 questions of the Transfer of Property Act MCQ multiple choice question. Moving ahead, we will take on this subject also along with other subjects of law. So I hope you like my videos, and I am getting a very good response and appreciation from all the people, all the viewers. Thanks a lot for all the appreciation. So we will meet next time with a new topic, new subject. So अगली बार हम फिर मिलते हैं, तब तक के लिए धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।